Hi viewers, this is Mrs. R. Batmapriya from St. Joseph College of Arts and Science, Kadalur, working as an assistant professor in PG and Research Department of Mathematics. Today we are going to discuss about the topic right coset and left coset. First of all, we see what is right coset. If H is a subgroup of G, when A belongs to G, then HA is equal to small HA, H belongs to H. HA is called a right coset of H in G. When the element of G is appear in the right hand side of the subgroup, then we can say it is a right coset. If it appears in the left hand side of the subgroup H, then we can say it is a left coset. Regarding this, we can see one result. Intersection of any two subgroup is also a subgroup. Proof. Let us consider two subgroups H and K of G. Let A comma B belongs to H intersection K. Then we can say A comma B belongs to H and A comma B belongs to K. Since H and K are subgroups of G, we can write it as A B inverse belongs to H and A B inverse belongs to K. This implies A B inverse belongs to H intersection K. Therefore, we can say H intersection K is a subgroup. Let us see another one result. Union of any two subgroup is also a subgroup if and only if when one is contained in another. Let us see the proof. Let H is contained in K. That implies H union K is equal to K is belongs to G. Otherwise, let us consider K is contained in H means this implies H union K is equal to H belongs to G. Then clearly H union K is a subgroup of G. Now let us prove the converse part. Assume that H union K is a subgroup of G. We have to prove H is contained in K or K is contained in H. Suppose that H is not contained in K. Then we can say A belongs to H but A is not belongs to K. Otherwise, if we say K is not contained in H means B belongs to K but B is not belongs to H. A comma B belongs to H union K. That implies A B inverse belongs to H intersection K is a subgroup. That means A B inverse belongs to H or A B inverse belongs to K. Suppose A B inverse belongs to H, then we can say A belongs to H. That implies A inverse belongs to H. By the closure property, we multiply A inverse into AB inverse belongs to H. Now associate A inverse with A, we will be getting E. So E into B inverse belongs to H. So E into B inverse belongs to H. That implies B inverse belongs to H means B also belongs. B inverse belongs to H implies B is also belongs to H. But it is contradiction to our assumption that B is not belongs to H. Again consider A B inverse belongs to K. B inverse belongs to K implies B is belongs to K. Now by the closure property, multiply A B inverse with B. Associate B and B inverse, we will be getting E. So A dot E belongs to K, that is A belongs to K. So this is also a contradiction to our assumption that A is not belongs to K. So either H is contained in K or K is contained in H. Hence, let us see another lemma. For all A belongs to G, prove that HA is equal to X belongs to G such that A is congruent to X mod H. Prove. Let us consider A is equal to this X belongs to G such that A is congruent to X mod H. Now let us we have to prove that HA is equal to A. That is to prove HA is contained in A, and we know that HA belongs to H for A belongs to G. For if H belongs to H, then A into HA inverse is equal to A into A inverse H inverse. Now associate A inverse, we will be getting E H inverse. Therefore, H inverse belongs to H, since H is a subgroup. Therefore, A into HA whole inverse belongs to H. Then by the definition of congruence, HA belongs to A. For every H belongs to H. From this, we can say HA is contained in A. Take this as equation 1. Let X belongs to A. Thus, A X inverse belongs to H. Therefore, A X inverse, the whole inverse also belongs to H. Since H is a subgroup, that is X A inverse belongs to H. So, X A inverse is equal to H for some H belongs to H. Now, post multiply by A on both sides. Then associate A inverse and A, we will be getting E. So, XE is equal to HA, that is X is equal to HA. That means A is contained in HA. We will take this as equation 2. From 1 and 2 we can say that HA is equal to A. Now let us see one definition. Cyclic group. If every element of a group G is written as a product of or sum of an element in G, then G is called the cyclic group. Through the example, we can easily understand the cyclic group. Now let us see the example. If G is equal to 1 minus 1, I minus I, where I power 1 means I belongs to G, I square means minus 1, that is also belongs to G, I cube minus I belongs to G, I power 4, 1 belongs to G, I power 5, I belongs to G. So, if we square the values or cube the power values, we will be getting the same value, that is that element should be present in G. This is called the cyclic group. Then let us see the definition for generator. An element which generates all the elements of a group is called the generator. Likewise, we see in the cyclic group, let us consider the group G is equal to 1 minus 1, I minus I. Then I power 1 is equal to I square means minus 1, I cube is equal to minus I power 4 is equal to 1. We will be getting this all values by using the value I. So, here I is the generator. Now, let us see one result. Prove that any two right coset of H in G is either identical or have no elements in common. That is disjoint or distinct elements. Now, let us consider two right cosets HA and HB of H in G. We have to climb that. Consider a function f from HA to HB is 1 to 1 and on to defined by f of HA is equal to HB, for HA belongs to HA and HB belongs to HB. Now, first we have to prove f is 1 to 1. Clearly we can say f is 1 to 1 because HB belongs to HB. There exists an element HA belongs to HA such that f of HA is equal to HB. Next we have to prove f is 1 to 1. Let H1A and H2A belongs to HA. Then f of H1A is equal to f of H2A. By the definition, we have what is f of H1A? It is H1B is equal to f of H2A means H2B. So that implies H1 is equal to H2. By the right cancellation law, we can say this h1 is equal to h2. Now post multiply by a. So h1a is equal to h2a. So we have taken f of h1a is equal to f of h2a. Function of some values, we can write it as h1a is equal to h2a. Thus f is 1 to 1 and on to. Hence we prove this. Thank you, viewers.